Hey guys, good morning if it's morning where you are. It's morning where I am. I just got done milking. It's so disrespectfully cold out this morning. I think it was in the 40s. We have a freeze coming, or a light frost probably. I think the low was like 33. Which is why I haven't been on here as much, because I've just been so busy trying to get everything done that I need to get done before the frost comes and kills everything I love. But one of my favorite things to do this time of year is eat soup, to be honest. I'm a soup girl, I'm a soup gal. I'm the only soup girl in my house, which is sad. So really I can't have soup as much as I would like to have soup. Today's video is going to have no rhyme or no reason. I just have to turn the camera on, I've realized. So, a lot of the reason why I tend to not turn the camera on is because I am not a type A mom. I'm a type B mom. Everything is chaos. I'm holding on by a thread all the time. Everything is messy. I don't have a tidy bone in my body. I wish that I did, but I just don't. And so here's me unapologetically, I'm not going to clean anything up for you. I'm sorry. Welcome to my kitchen. This is what it looks like all of the time. I'm not an aesthetic kind of person. I'm a function over form. No. Yeah, function over form. Anyway, so if that gives you anxiety seeing all the clutter, I'm so sorry. Not really though. If it makes you feel better about your own qualities, hi, welcome to my messy kitchen. But I've had this batch of broth going for a day now. I've been making, this one is turkey broth. Also, this is broken. But yesterday I made mushroom broth. Look how beautiful the color is on this. This is just the water line from the canner. But I've been on a broth kick. It's one of the easiest things that you can make from scratch. All I do is every time I eat something with bones in it, I save the bones in a Ziploc bag and I throw it in my freezer. And then once I have, enough carcasses to warrant me spending 24 hours on this, I will make a batch of broth. The best thing you can do is to actually freeze your broth because no nutrition is lost. Because obviously the high heat, you're going to lose some things when you pressure can. But I don't have that kind of freezer space, if I'm being completely honest. I have meat in my freezer, which has to stay frozen. So I will pressure can batches of broth, and then every time a recipe calls for broth, it's already done. I have also been really liking drinking this broth. That sounds weird to just be drinking bone broth, but for soup people, I literally just season it with like garlic and some salt, good salt. But you could also add like a dash of hot sauce if you wanted it spicy. You could season it however you wanted to, and it's like drinking soup. It has no chunks, but I find it glorious, especially on cold mornings like this. Plus, you're getting all the benefits of the bone broth and blah, 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 and collagen and all the good things. So I think today's video is just going to be a vlog style. So I milked. I didn't take the camera, so sorry. And now I'm making broth, and I'm going to can it, and I'll check back in with you later. It's a little later in the day, and I'm down here at my weedy garden patch. And it's time to dig the sweet potatoes. I've honestly been putting this off because I got my sweet potatoes in a little later than I normally do this year. So I was trying to wait as long as I could to get some nice gargantuan sweet potatoes. I have no idea if they're going to compare to last year, but here's a picture for reference. They were absolutely massive. I've never seen anything like it. Absolutely not the norm. So if these are regular sized sweet potatoes, sorry for the disappointment, because it is fun to dig them up, isn't it? I think I'm going to get my first frost in 2 nights. The sweet potatoes are safe because they're under the ground. But I want to feed the sweet potato vines to my cows while they're still alive. More palatable than mushy greens. And also, we might get rain tomorrow. And the ground is so dry. We haven't had rain in like at least 2 weeks. So the ground is pretty dry, which makes digging conditions perfect. I'm going to have to pull all the landscape fabric out. That is the worst part about landscape fabric is, for one, it is not a cure-all because, as you can see, I still have weeds. Do I have less weeds than I would have without it? Absolutely. But is it an instant fix? No. I think the first matter of business, though, is removing the tops. Also, I never knew that sunglasses would be such a hot button topic and really get on people's nerves. But I have gotten so many comments about sunglasses. You guys, I have blue eyeballs. Very sensitive to sun. Okay, so if the sun's out at all, it will give me a headache, which I'm also prone to. Thanks, Dad. So I must protect my eyeball from sunshine because I will go blind. And do you guys want me to be blind? No, didn't think so. So stop being mean to me about my sunglasses. Also, yes, I like fun sunglasses because you literally are on this earth for 2 seconds of life and then it goes away. So I'm only here to do and wear and say whatever I want. Come get it. Miss Honey. I told you you would want a treat. We're coming up to the first one. Honestly, this is perfect digging soil. So I'm not having to fight thick, heavy dirt. But like I assumed, potatoes are much more normal sized potatoes this year. They just didn't have enough time to get to the size that they were last year. And I'm not gonna lie, I will next year be getting my sweet potatoes in early again so that I can have shockingly large sweet potatoes, because that's just fun. Very average sweet potatoes. I'm pulling up lots and lots that have vole damage, which is so infuriating. For one, because I really don't have enough to spare. I like to grow all of my things like enough for a whole year. And when the voles are eating them, oh, that's so annoying. Like, this whole thing doesn't hardly have any. Oh my gosh, am I even gonna have any potatoes? It's not looking like it. Well, this is the video that I wanted to make because so far it's sad and depressing. I mean, I know that there are good years for things and there are not so good years, and this might just be a not so good year for me, but that doesn't make me feel any better. It's just kind of disappointing because I'm not just growing food because I like to have a garden. Like, I'm not just a summer garden girl. I mean, the reason that I can afford to do a lot of the things that we do around here on one income, I mean, I just started making money on YouTube in July, but it's not like a sustainable income yet. But the reason that we're able to do this is because we don't have a huge grocery bill. My grocery bill consists of like bulk grains and some hard cheeses that I'm hoping to make this winter so I can replace that. And then like seasonings and just like little here's and there's that like I want. Like if I want a special hummus at the store, if I want some organic tortilla chips, like, but not anything that we couldn't live without, which is a great feeling. But when crop failures hit, it hits a little harder because I'm relying on this food. Like it's part of my income, kind of. My assurance for the year. And so when something comes and eats it all, it's very disappointing. I mean, luckily we do live in a time that there are grocery stores. Like, I'm not going to starve. Like, if this was, 200 years ago, I'd be in big trouble if I had crop failures because we literally wouldn't have anything to eat. It's not that dire, but I do eat very specifically, and I believe in how things are raised, so I don't want to go buy conventional sweet potatoes. Am I throwing a little bit of a fit right now? Yeah. Am I going to sit out here with a shotgun and wait on this bull? Maybe. Maybe. Or just blow up the ground. I'm going to detonate bombs to get that. I'm starting to sound like, anyway, there's nothing I can do but keep going forward. Well, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, this hurt my feelings. This is the worst sweet potato year I have ever had. Let's take a look at the damage, shall we? This is all the ones that I have that are untouched. Last year, I had like 10 of these or more, and over 300 pounds of potatoes. This year, nothing. We could eat this in 2 weeks. I mean, potato after potato after potato after potato. This whole bin is just vole damage. The whole thing. On top of that, this is just the ones that still had potatoes left. I dug up multiple that were just the top with no potato underneath because it ate the entire potato, just little potato confetti left. So, but that's how it goes sometimes. There's literally nothing I can do about it now. But maybe it's too close to the woods. Maybe next year I grow it up closer to where I'm walking all the time. I don't know. But that is depressing. Good thing I grew 2 rounds of regular potatoes. And 2 or 3 rows of fall carrots. So I will have root crops. It's just not the ones I wanted. This is it.
Shitty potato year.
I was already having a bad day, and this might shove me off the edge. Right now, in my fancy bowl, because this was in the back of the truck already, I decided that while my husband tries to cheer me up and look for more potatoes, he's got the fork over there, he's digging, to see if I missed any, which some were, you know, out in the walkway. I mean, small ones, but hey, better than nothing. I am going to pick a salad for dinner because I've just been craving something green. I haven't had salads all summer because I fail every year at growing summer salad. I cannot get it right. It is so bitter, you can't even eat it, which this lettuce is kind of bitter too, but I've also been hoarding this. If you can't tell, this is all volunteer lettuce. But hey, volunteer plants are my favorite plants because they're free. I didn't have to plant them. And they typically know when the conditions are right for them to grow. But anyway, I've been craving a salad. That's a piece of grass. Been craving a salad, and I've also been hoarding this jar that we finished a month ago, but I knew I wanted it. So a little salad trick is when you finish off a jar of jam or jelly, this was raspberry jam, I think, but you keep the jar that it was in, because there's, you know, all the little bits in the inside of the jar that you can't scrape out, and then you make your salad dressing inside of the jar. Like, you put your oil and your vinegar and whatever seasonings you're gonna put in your salad dressing, and then you shake it up, and now I have a raspberry vinaigrette from leftover jam. This lettuce is a little bit bitter. It's kind of bolting. And so typically when your lettuce starts to bolt, it gets bitter because that's a defense mechanism for it, just to survive, because things won't want to eat it if it's a little bitter. But it's not too bitter for me to eat. And especially if I put a sweet salad dressing on it, I think that it will cut the bitter in the salad. So let's play a game of what can I scrounge for dinner to put in my salad. I'm starting with this beautiful red romaine that volunteered. Now, here's my patch of old spring kale. You can kind of see it here in the weedy patch, which it probably is infested with aphids, but let's see if there's any. Actually, there's no bugs on this. Wow. Usually by the fall, my kale has been absolutely infested with aphids, and I am actually not shy about picking off bugs. I will pick a bug off and continue to eat like it doesn't bother me. But most of the time there's so many aphids that even I am turned off. But I'm happy to see that there aren't any aphids on this, and actually that makes me happy because I forgot to plant fall kale. But this will last me even after the first few frosts because kale is pretty hardy. I am in the high tunnel. Remember all these seedlings we planted just feels like yesterday, a few weeks ago? They are honestly ready to harvest from a little bit. So when your plants are small like this, or you want to keep them growing, like you don't want to harvest the whole head because then nothing else is going to grow, you can sneak away outer leaves And the plant will continue to grow from the inside, which is exactly what I'm going to do, and this is exciting. Besides the lettuce, we have these beautiful, which I'm not going to take too many, but these are my dandelion greens, which yes, it's a weed, but this is a beautiful red cultivated variety, so that makes it slightly more exciting, doesn't it? I have some beautiful heads of bok choy that's only slightly munched on, and I'll just sneak a few of these crunchy little outside leaves away. I'll take the one that's chewed, I don't care. And even these baby little spinaches are big enough that I can sneak away a few of the outer leaves. Variety is really the spice of life, and so all these different textures of leaves and different flavors, it's going to be great. Because if there's one thing that's like not as palatable, let's say the bitter lettuce, it blends in with the other things magically. I'll chop this up real small with my scissors because I love a chopped salad. It makes everything taste better. And it will be fine. So while I'm disappointed about my sweet potatoes, at least I grow a variety of things that will keep me fed all winter long. So I'm gonna pout a little bit more and then I'm just gonna let it go because that's all I can do. But thank you guys for watching. Until next time.